Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's another beautiful day in London, UK. We are in central London, so I think we're gonna check out some sights around here. So it looks like we got the Bloomsbury Tavern across the street, and it says on it that it is Britain's oldest brewer since 1698. Pretty old stuff here. Look, you can have dinner with the Britain's hottest American, serving American food since 1967. Pizza Express. We don't have a Pizza Express in the States. I think it's just a British chain. So the street names, if you're looking for a big sign somewhere, you'll be in for a surprise. Like a lot of other European places, they just have a name of a street on a side building like this somewhere, so they don't have 4 signs on corners and big letters letting you know what street you're on. You kind of have to look for a building. Look at that. You can get some tweed woven by hand in the Western Isles of Scotland. So I think I'm going to try to catch a bus and go to the neighborhood of Mayfair. We'll go check that out and explore. I know there's some British people that are exploring alternative modes of transportation, but I'm just going to stick with the original. Decided to get on a bus. I prefer the bus because you see more things. And of course we're on the top deck of the double-decker. The tube you don't see much, but from the bus you get a lot of cool sights of London. And the city itself is so architecturally beautiful, especially on a nice day like today. The museum is out here. The Museum of England is being played out on the streets. So I believe we're in Covent Garden. All these areas around central London are so close to each other that you can just walk a few minutes and you're in a different part of London. And it's a very crowded city, especially today on a Saturday. So unless you're maybe coming from New York, you might not be used to this crowded of a city. Every city has one of those drinking bicycle things. You get drunk and exercise at the same time. And they're generally in tourist spots, so you know you're in a tourist area if you see one of those. Urban Outfitters. Proper American clothing chain. And of course we have the Vans store. Vans, California, in London. We're in a store called Selfridges department store. We're in the top floor. I was looking at some food options. It's more snack kind of stuff. They have some desserts, beautiful desserts, cakes, pastries. Very nice and fancy, beautiful place. Look at the decorations here. Get some afternoon tea. There's a store like that in California. I mean, a restaurant like that. Pizza and beer. So not too many options, so we're gonna go back downstairs. It's a big department store. I think it's a total of 6 floors. Mayfair is known for its thriving food scene, top dining picks, a zero wait restaurant, and a street food hall, Mercado Mayfair, which I think we're gonna go and check out. So I guess we're back on Oxford Street. So I've noticed something that they do here that I haven't seen anywhere else, and that is when you're walking across the street and if there's a car waiting for you to go across the street, when you're about halfway across right in front of the car will slowly start moving forward to try to get you to hurry up and cross the street faster. At first, it was kind of weird. I'm like, hey, what is this guy doing? I'm walking here. And then I looked up to see if maybe cars have the right of way, if I'm supposed to let them go through. But no, pedestrians have the right of way. But I guess they just start inching forward to get you to walk across faster. It kind of makes you want to go Rizzo the Rat on them, like Dustin Hoffman and Midnight Cowboy.
You know what I mean? I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
Of course, if you do that here, I think the guy's Mini Cooper is going to fall apart. So I was talking to some Dutch tourists here, and they seemed genuinely surprised that I'm not British. And I was surprised that they couldn't tell that I'm not from England by the way I talk. We spoke English. When I was talking to some French tourists, they could tell right away. They asked me where I'm from. I said the US, and then they're like, well, yeah, we can tell that part. So I was a little surprised that the Dutch tourists couldn't tell. So here we are, Mercado, Mayfair, and Google Maps says it is as busy as it gets on a Saturday afternoon. Let's go in there and see. So this is what they got here. Brewery, beer and gin bar, wine, wine. Lobster, Malaysian, British steak, pad thai, no, cocktail and wine. So we got gelato, we got coffee, and it is very crowded. We got pasta. Handmade pasta of London. I don't feel like pasta. Of course, they have a brewery, pizza, more wine, dumplings. Okay. Yeah, it looks like that place had nowhere to sit and just people sitting around. We're going back to Oxford Circus. You saw somebody get approached by the police because he had a plastic sword sticking out. They came up to him, just want to make sure it's plastic. It looks like a handle of a samurai sword that was sticking out of his pants, and 3 police officers came up to him and just wanted to make sure that it's plastic, and he showed it to him that it is, and they just kind of said, you know, you're not supposed to have weapons around central London like that, and just want to make sure it's not real. You don't see a lot of police here, but I understand that they keep an eye on everything by cameras. There's cameras everywhere, and if they see something, they send somebody out to take a look. I figure since we're by the tube station, it might be a good idea to get out of here. This is like next to the tube station. They got these little eateries. I decided to just take it for one stop and get off here. So I just walked over on Carnaby Street, a little pedestrian street right down there. So, gonna get some tea and maybe check it out. It's time for some green tea at Starbucks. Carnaby Street. Looks pretty cool. Looks like there's people sitting here in a patio and smoking. I'm guessing smoking is allowed in front of restaurants here. Or maybe it's not allowed and they're smoking anyway. Maybe they're from a different country and don't know. Sometimes that happens where I live in LA. Yeah, London and the UK feels familiar. Yeah, it's different, but I guess out of the European countries, it's the one closest to the US, cultural and language-wise. So, in that sense, it's a bit more familiar. I guess our system is based on theirs, etc., etc. What's that? Can I be just one back? Sure, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Sure. Somebody just asked me to watch their bag, so I think she wanted me to save the chair to make sure she gets the front row seats. Of course. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of like visiting a European cousin kind of thing, where culturally and language-wise there's so many similarities. And I think this is my first English-speaking foreign country, although I've been to Canada, but I've been to the French part of Canada, so most people there spoke French, so I don't know if that counts. Anyway, we'll take a break and then we'll walk up Carnaby Street in a little bit. Check that out. See what's going on this lovely walking street. So today when I was getting fish and chips, the guy's like, oh, do you want medium or large? And I'm like, what do they look like? And he showed me just one, and he said it looks like this. And I look at it and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a medium. And then he started laughing. He's like, no, that's the large. And I go, oh, okay. So the sizes here are a little different sometimes. That's one example. But also, like at grocery stores and things like that, they have some juices that are like super small. You would normally not see a size that small in the US anywhere. It'll be like, I don't know, maybe an 8-ounce bottle will be like an extra small. So sometimes you come across things like that. And yeah, portions in general are a little smaller, I would say, but not always. Anyway, we're walking down Carnaby Street. Historic walking street. Glad I came here. Actually, it feels cool and vibrant. So we'll take a walk and see the rest of it. I'm glad they got benches here and stuff you can sit on and chill. Here's a sign that tells you to smile at people. Just try not to do it in the London Underground. Look at this beautiful street. Pizza, dirty bones. Spanish tapas bar. So this is not Carnaby Street anymore, but I guess it's a side street off of Carnaby. I'll walk down here, looks kind of cool. Check it out. It's a time of day where people are more chilled out, just kind of getting something to eat. You know, it's the weekend, they're relaxing. It seems like earlier in the day, everybody was kind of hurrying up somewhere and getting their errands done. We are in Newburgh Quarter. Okay. That's the next area. I guess we'll go down there and check it out. Looks like there's more pubs and restaurants. Look at that. £8 to get the pasta. Latino fried chicken, El Piloto. Venezuelan chicken place. It looked good, but it's a lot of fried stuff, so I think I'm going to skip on that. So look, you can recycle even your coffee cup. You can recycle your lid separately and then pour your coffee in the middle here and then put the cup in that container to the right. Now we're basically a couple blocks from Carnaby Street, but it's a lot quieter here and it has a different vibe already. Every few blocks you go, you get a different neighborhood with a different vibe. This is not as touristy and just seems kind of quiet. So it looks like we're on the edge of Soho and we have the Italian Bear Chocolate and Jon Snow Pub. So, traditional food and drink, of course. I ended up just going to another Italian place for dinner. Of course, Spanish tapas. Seems like they like a lot of Spanish food here. Or everything Spain, actually. I think they go to Spain on vacation a lot. Warm and sunny. Yeah, I remember in Spain there were also a lot of other Europeans going to the beach and enjoying the warm climate. And I was there to look at old buildings and castles, just like many other Americans. I guess a lot of Europeans have enough old buildings in their own countries. This is what their mailbox looks like. Royal Mail. They collect at 7 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. And I guess, I don't know where you put your mail. Huh, maybe it's an old mailbox that's no longer in service, because it looks like it's all taped up here. So maybe they just left it as a souvenir. Interesting. So it looks like we're in between Fitzrovia and Soho Square. Ice cream place. I gotta say, there's a lot of real fancy dessert places everywhere you go. Oleto. Vietnamese place. All kinds of food. You can get lunch for 24 pounds. Looks Indian. The Breakfast Club. It's probably a good name for a breakfast restaurant. It's kind of a cool looking alley. They got cool little street cafes. I'm just gonna burgers. That place looks French. Cheeseburger, fries. Well, looks like we're Soho and Carnaby Street. Screening rooms. Vietnamese street food. You can get some pho. Filipino bakery. Karaoke. Game USC in England, Vance, California, selling American beach lifestyle with a General Motors car to everybody who is willing to pay the price in London. Might have to stop by here and take a quick look. Of course, they got the original Mini with the right-hand drive as soon as you walk in. Look at the H&M stuff here. You got Stanford gear, and you got Harvard gear. I mean, they got some nice universities here. They got Oxford, they got Cambridge. But no, they put Harvard and Stanford up in there. University College of London, I don't know. A lot of schools out here. I don't know. I'm just trying to find my tube station back. to the hotel. What's going on with this sign? Watch your step. Instead of mind your step, this one says watch your step. First time I've seen that. All right, ladies and gentlemen.